Howdy everybody, this is Brian, Indiana Creek Gold. We're going to do a little panning on the deck today. I picked this bag up at the Indiana Gold and Gem Show a month or so ago. Old Rain Man, A3 Skywar, and his buddy Troy, and Troy's wife came down, and Megan and I met him up there. This was $20, and they were saying that pretty much all these bags were 100% ROI. So I guess we will get into it. These folks actually beat me in a pay dirt battle over on Miller Prospecting, a couple years ago, I think. Of course, I was selling on eBay then, and since how they take 20-30%, I was having to charge that much more. And it was, I think they were half-gram bags, and mine was 0.56-ish, 0.57, something like that, and theirs was just over 6. So I'd sent out a little bit of a short bag on top of the eBay prices and lost by like 1 or 2 points on his pay dirt battle. So I've done some of this before that I picked up there at the gold show a year or two ago. It was, what I got then was fairly easy to pan out. They had some bigger bags too, like $80 ones or something, but I think old John R. Prospecting jumped on those before we got there. Smart man. If you can buy gold at spot or below, and you got the money, do it for sure. Little kitties getting a little crazy on the RPE over there. But yeah, we're going to do a little panning here. Had this for a good long while. It's laid out on the deck along with the Vendetta bag. I think it's been there since December-ish. We'll get around to doing that one of these days. I made up a small batch of pay dirt and did a little product research, and off-brand permanent markers suck. Buy yourself a Sharpie. They didn't have silver Sharpies like I usually get at the big DG, and I got these gold ones. This gold colored they had was an off-brand permanent marker, and everything I wrote on all these basically rubbed off on all of them. They said Red Crush, and the premise behind that was about half of this material is tailings from a Vendetta Hard Rock Experience bag that I crushed up way back when Flashing Your Panties 24-hour live, and I was on there for a couple hours. We ran that, and so it will turn your water red, and it is crushed material. So Red Crush, of course you can't see that now, but there's 7 bags here, $38 a bag, includes shipping. And I sort of did these, I had a piece of paper in here, along the lines of the way I would usually do my Lotto bags. If most of you guys are familiar with those. 7 bags here, and those 7 bags started out with that amount of gold in them. So, 2 of them are 1/4 gram, 2 of them are 0.24, 2 of them are 0.21, 2 of them are 0.22, okay? And to this is added some heavies, garnet sands, black sands from here in Indiana. It's the heavies from where we're running sluice cons. Is what that is. So you take a little, and the gold in here, a lot of it's wire gold. There's a lot of nice pieces of small pieces of wire gold in here too. So keep an eye out for that. But anyway, there's what the 7 bags started out with, and then to 4 of the 7 bags I added pickers, and right there are the weights for those pickers. So as you can see, there are several ways to end up with well over 0.3 of a gram. You just about guarantee that probably 4 of these are at least 0.3 plus or close to it. Some well over that. One of them, and I'm pretty sure by happenstance that the 0.15 picker either got added to the 0.25 bag or the 0.24 bag, because I was sort of adding dirt to them, and I set them off to the side, and then I grabbed them one by one and added these amounts of gold to them, and then I added them again, you know, sort of grabbed them again and added these pickers randomly to them. But that picker was, and I'd sort of lost track of how I did it, but that 0.15, I am pretty sure, 90% sure anyway, that it got added to one of the 2.5 or the 0.24 or the 0.25 bag. So that would put you at about 0.4. So $38 a bag will get these shipped to your door. And I just looked, gold was like $3,036 an ounce. It's like $9.48 or something like that, just under $9.50 a tenth is what it would put it at. But there it is. I don't know which. They've all been mixed up since then. So, and everything's rubbed off on them of them. See, that one sort of says red crush still. But yeah, don't buy generic permanent markers if you're doing it for anything important that's going to be touched. But there's that. My community page. I will try to leave Cash App and stuff in the description of this. If I forget, go over on my community page, and I'll have this stuff there. So, like I said, there's 7 of those, and we'll keep track of it on the community page. I'll mark when they're sold out if any of y'all want in on that. But here's what we're here to do. So let me get some stuff moved around here, take a drink of my coffee, rinse the pan out, get this bag cut open, and we'll do a little bit of panning with our Indiana Paydirt Company, the CUT Paydirt bag. All right, we are ready to go, I believe. Put the big cut on the CUT bag. It is cold here in West Central Indiana. This morning, up until about 3 hours ago or so, 4, was the best day we've had in weeks. Y'all seen the video of me and Rain Man prospecting? We had massive storms that night, that evening, and some rain and stuff off and on since then, but it has been windy, like brutally windy and pretty much cold most every day since he has left. Today is the first day when we ain't having 20-30 mile an hour wind gusts and like 15-20 mile an hour steady wind. So springtime in Indiana. There a week or two ago, we dropped like 40 degrees in 24 hours. Had like, 71 degrees, and then we had thunderstorms, tornadoes around, hail, 40-50 mile an hour winds, and then was 30 degrees the next day, and sleeting and snowing all day. Oh, it is turning off cold. You can see your breath. Nose isn't running. Hands are cold where they got wet. Really going to try to get down over the hill one day this week and try to make that hole deeper that me and Richard, old A3 Sky Warrior, the rain and wind man, started the other day. All right, we just ran maybe 3 buckets of material. 2 or 3 would be full buckets because we did half buckets. We're fat, old, and broke down. Can't be carrying 50-pound buckets all day long across rocks. But, you know, we found 20 pieces of gold, maybe. Not counting the micro stuff, probably. Which isn't horrible by any means. But it's, wasn't quite what I would have liked to have had. Of course, we always want more. We always want better. But we're going to go a little deeper in that hole. And see if we can hit bottom. And that's all depending on water levels. Water's coming up and going to come up more. But got to get this next season planned out. Getting everything serviced and ready on our dredge. Get it going. A few little flakes there. So let me do the tap and we'll get that sucked up and do a little more. Alrighty. 4 little flakes in there. Look at that. 2 more pours here, I think. This is really, I said sand. There wasn't a whole lot of heavies in it. So, highly recommend this for a beginner panner or somebody that ain't great at panning like me, even. Look at that, that was sloppy. Yeah, I picked up 2 of these, give one of them to my niece and nephew, and a couple pans, so they can do some panning at home. I picked up a couple, like 3 pans, replacements. I got one with lip, one without, of the soft, there's one of them. They're the flexible pans. They're just green. I like the black, but I mean, I was happy to find them. I said the ones I wanted, the flexible, so hard plastic. And then I got, should have brought it out here, a finishing pan. I guess I need to use sometime. A Falcon finishing pan, one of the blue ones. I think maybe I've seen Miller use one of them or talk about them before. But I picked one of those up. Have yet to use it. But that was about it. And then we got set up for next year. We'll be doing the India and Gold and Gem show. Sort of trying to copy off of Julie somewhat, you know, show off our YouTube community. So have plenty of time to get that lined out. Already have a handful of channels, folks that will be there and show up. So that should be a good time. It's not that far away. It's like 30 minutes away from here. So ain't like we got to travel real far to set up or anything like that. Always meet cool people up there. So, but looking forward to that. Megan and I, and maybe Rain Man. I know for sure Megan and I are going over to a group dig deal in southeastern Ohio, I believe, with bear prospecting. They invited us. Annie got a hold of me and Brian and gave us a big invite to go down there. So yeah, that should be a good time. That's the weekend before Memorial Day is when we're doing that. So be nice, prospect someplace new, meet some new people. So looking forward to that. All kind of cool things coming up. Alright, let me pause this and I'll run this on down and then we'll take a peek and see what we have. Alrighty. There is what we ended up with. Nice chunky gold, all pretty much the same mesh size. There's one real decent piece there. I don't think we can call it a picker, but it's a little bigger than the rest of them. Got a little character to it. I did see there a little piece of gold and some specks there that might actually be natural gold that come out of that material, or stuff that was missed when they were classifying this gold or what have you. So yeah, looking good. Nice chunky gold. It's a pretty easy panning, not much in the way of heavies. But let me get this sucked up. We got enough for another pan. I will go ahead and run the rest of our Indiana Paydirt Company, the CUT Paydirt bag. Go ahead and run the rest of that down. And when I get close to the end, we'll come back, see what we got, and then we'll do us a snuffer dump. So we shall return. Alright, the rain has picked up and we are about done, so it doesn't really matter. Hi, kitty kitty. Our other new addition to the family. Well, I guess I should actually show the pan. Try to zoom in here a little bit. Yeah, like I said, I definitely recommend these, especially for a beginner panner. Would be great. That's why I wanted to come back and show you this. I mean, there's not a whole lot of heavies here at the end. So get rid of a little bit of that water. More of that nice chunky gold. Like I said, not a lot of heavies here at the end to deal with. So, no real super fine gold to have to contend with. Nice chunky stuff too. Pretty cool. Yeah, we're getting there. We're losing one. We're losing it. Yeah, another nice little haul. Let me get this sucked up, and we'll do a snuffer dump and see what we ended up with. All right. There we have it. Nice chunky gold. I will take this stuff in and we'll get it dried up and throw some pictures up here at the end, and we'll see what kind of weight we got. So I would say there's a couple tenths there. Like I said, it's nice chunky gold. It's going to have some weight to it. Indiana Paydirt Company, the CUT. Fun pay dirt. Said pretty easy panning. Chunky gold. The screen on my phone's wet, so it's not adjusting in and out. But y'all want some of this pay dirt, get with me. Check on my community page. And wow, see, there we are. See, I told you my screen was wet. My hands are all wet. It's wet out here. So, yeah, it still ain't gonna do anything. All right, I'm gonna jump on off here. Indiana Paydirt Company. Get with them. I will try to put their website, link to that in the description of this video too. Y'all take care. I'll see you on the next one.